The world moved on, but the questions didn't. After Tupac Shakur was declared dead, life seemed to continue as usual, at least on the surface. The news cycle shifted, the headlines faded, and silence settled in. But beneath that silence, something was growing. Doubt. Because the deeper people looked into Tupac's final days, the less sense everything made. In the hours after the shooting, information was everywhere, and nowhere at the same time. Witnesses spoke, then changed their stories. Officials released statements, then retracted them. Timelines shifted quietly. Nothing aligned. One report said Tupac was conscious. Another claimed he never spoke. Some said he joked in the hospital. Others said he was already gone. How could so many versions exist for one single event? And why did no one seem interested in correcting them? Tupac was not just another victim. He was one of the most watched men in America. His movements were tracked, his words were recorded, his conflicts were documented. Yet somehow his final moments were lost in confusion. That alone raised suspicion. Then there was the hospital. The room where Tupac spent his last days was tightly controlled. Access was limited, information was filtered. Very few people were allowed close, and even those who were there later contradicted each other. Some said Tupac was calm. Some said he was angry. Some said he knew he wouldn't survive. Others said he acted like a man with a plan. And then came the cremation. Fast, private, irreversible. No public farewell, no photographs, no physical proof for the world to see. For a man whose life was lived in front of cameras, his death disappeared into shadows. Fans noticed this immediately. They began asking questions online long before social media was what it is today. Forums filled with theories, radio hosts hinted at secrets. Underground conversations grew louder. People didn't just mourn Tupac, they investigated him. They analyzed lyrics written years earlier. Lyrics that now sounded different. Lines about betrayal, about being set up, about disappearing. Lyrics about enemies wearing friendly faces. The more they listened, the more it felt like Tupac had been warning everyone. Then came the unreleased material. Songs recorded shortly before his death began surfacing. Not unfinished demos, fully formed tracks, focused, aggressive, clear. How could someone facing death sound so prepared? Producers admitted Tupac recorded relentlessly. Sometimes 3, 4, 5 songs in one night. Almost like he was racing against something, or someone. Then there was Machiavelli, not just an album title, a philosophy. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote about power, deception, and survival. But he also wrote about faking death to escape enemies. Tupac knew this. He spoke about it openly in interviews, long before Las Vegas. He said, when people think you're gone, you become untouchable. At the time it sounded like metaphor. Now it sounded like strategy. More strange details emerged. Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, rarely spoke publicly after his death. When she did, her words were careful. She never showed doubt, but she never showed closure either. She focused on protecting Tupac's legacy, not explaining his ending. Then there were the legal questions. No one was ever charged. Suspects were mentioned, then ignored. Leads were followed, then dropped. Files remained open, but untouched. Why? Was it incompetence, or was it something else? Some investigators later admitted privately that they were discouraged from pushing too hard. Others said resources were suddenly unavailable, and some refused to speak at all. Fear has a way of silencing people. As years passed, sightings began to surface. Not blurry photos, not random claims, specific details. A man resembling Tupac in Cuba. A familiar voice overheard in Mexico. A figure moving with the same posture, the same presence. Most of these stories were dismissed, but not all. Some came from people who knew Tupac personally, people who had nothing to gain and everything to lose. Then there was the biggest question of all. If Tupac survived, why would he stay hidden? The answer might be simple. Because the world he left was designed to destroy him. He was under constant surveillance, facing legal pressure, surrounded by enemies. Alive, he was a threat. Gone, he was a legend. And legends are easier to control. But Tupac never liked control, which brings us to the most unsettling thought. What if the shooting was real, but the ending was rewritten? What if Tupac used chaos as cover? What if death was the only escape from a system closing in? No one can prove it. And maybe that's intentional, because uncertainty keeps the story alive. Every unanswered question keeps Tupac present, in conversations, in music, in rebellion. Whether he died in that hospital or walked away unseen, one truth remains. Tupac Shakur was never meant to disappear quietly, and the more time passes, the clearer it becomes. Someone wanted the world to stop asking questions, but the world never did. And in the next episode, we examine the witnesses, the people who were there, the people who changed their stories, the people who went silent. Because if the truth exists, it lives in the cracks of their words.